Joining me back on the show now is Mario Bautista, who you can see back in action October the 25th at UFC 321 when he takes on Umar Nurmagomedov. Mario, always a pleasure, my man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, nice to talk to you. Can't wait for this fight. I know it's just a couple short weeks away now. How has camp been for you? How are you feeling now as camp winds down?
Camp's been great. This is like one of the best times I felt like in a camp in a while. Because you always have something here and there, but no, I definitely feel pretty good for this camp. I feel like we covered all bases. Training's going good, on track. So I feel pretty good.
And I know like this has to be the biggest fight of your career as far as like the number by the name of Umar and everything. But to you, is this a bigger fight than when you got the fight against Aldo?
Mm, yes, it just has different feels to it. Just like what you're saying, it has like a number and different implications if you win. It's possible title shot. With Aldo, you're fighting, a legend and like a superstar. Um, so it kind of has the same feel. And I'm glad I had that Aldo fight before this. You get to feel like that energy, that presence, the build up to that, and so it kind of makes this fight where I just have to focus solely on the fight.
And is this a more challenging fight than Aldo? And if so, how? Like stylistically, how is this going to be more difficult?
No, I think it's going to be definitely more challenging for sure. Not only you got to deal with the stand up of Umar, you got to deal with the grappling, so it's going to be challenging in that sense, which I don't mind. I like that kind of fight. We get to mix it up a little bit, so definitely going to be my toughest fight.
He's obviously known like the grappling heavy style, but he's also got like a great kicks and his Muay Thai is really good as well. Is there one area like of his game that you feel like you're going to be, or at least he's going to be trying to implement the most against you and what you bring to the table?
Mhm. I think it's going to get to the point where he's going to have to do everything. He just can't do stand up, and he just can't. He's not going to be able just to grapple me either. And that's good that you said that because most people think that they're just grapplers, but if you look at you look at the footage and stuff, he does have. It almost reminds me of kind of like a karate, like Taekwondo kind of style, And he has great kicks, so that's something I really got to be worried about as well. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's going to be one area where he's going to be able to solely try to win the fight.
Mhm. I'm sure you've watched plenty of tape. I mean, there's a lot to watch on Umar. The fight against Marab was back in January now. Reflect on that for me. Like, what did you take away from that fight and how he did against Marab? Because he had a lot of great moments. He did well early on, especially.
Yeah, I think he does great against a lot of people, especially in the beginning. A lot of people do actually against Marab. I thought Corey just fought Marab, and I had him, you know, leading into the fight. I was thinking Corey's probably going to win the first two rounds and then probably lose the rest. So yeah, I thought he did great. I didn't know he broke his hand. I don't know if that's like an excuse or whatnot, but from what I've seen in that fight, is just the pressure from Marab just got too much for him, and then also Marab didn't. He just didn't focus on defending takedowns from Umar. He shot in. He didn't let any of that stop him from playing his game, and he took his wrestling to Umar. So I think that made a difference in that fight.
And I know like Marab is an animal all to himself right now. I mean, a lot of people feel like maybe he's the best bantamweight we've ever seen now. But like when you see what he does and like Umar kind of faded a little bit late in that fight, is that maybe like something similar in this fight with you? Like you kind of wear him down, chip at him, and then start to take over later on in four and five?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a 3 round fight, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get started early, right off the bat. First round, second and third, I'm just gonna have to you know, uh, probably redline it the whole time. So, and I'm prepared to do that, and I think that's what you got to do to get a win against Umar because he's skilled. He's very skilled grappling, and striking, but you know, you can deal with that a little bit with pressure and just heart and determination and just pure willpower. So I plan to do that.
I guess that's wishful thinking, thinking this is a 5 round non-title fight. But I feel like with you guys being as highly ranked as you are, that's maybe what it should be. How different will that be? Obviously this being 3 versus 5 rounds, in the importance, like you said, to just get after him early and really keep him on his back feet.
Yeah, no, same thing. I wish it was 5 rounds because then I could, the work could be put in over time throughout the rounds. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna have to get started early and condense whatever I would do in 5 rounds, put it into 3 rounds, and that's just my mindset leading into it.
Mm. As far as training partners to mimic him, is there anyone specific that you've had to really kind of do what he does in there and give you good look for what he brings?
Yeah, I've definitely had to, kind of separate a little bit. Not because you can't, not one person can mimic what Umar does. So I've been working with the best grapplers in our gym, getting prepared like on our wrestling days, and then on our stand up days, I'm working with guys like Kyler Phillips, who does an amazing like mimic of Umar, and Marcus McGee, and I think they're both better strikers. So just having guys like that to work with, and man, I'm grateful that those guys are there to help me out. But those are the guys I'm working with.
When do you actually leave for Abu Dhabi?
I'll be leaving next Thursday, so I'll get there, a couple, you know, I think 5 days earlier than usual, just to get acclimated to the time, and then I think should be smooth sailing from there.
And so, who will be making the trip with you? Who will be in your corner come fight night?
Fight night, it'll be same as always. John Crouch, Yadi Mesa, and Randy Steinke. They'll be in my corner.
Do you have to like bring food with you? Like, how will that work as far as like getting the rest of the weight off, doing the weight cut, and just making sure that you're fueling your body with the right food that you need?
Yeah, so when I get there, Thursday or Friday, um, I'll be able to, just watch what I eat. Nothing, I can't go like to McDonald's or anything like that over there, but just kind of watch what I eat because I usually don't go into like my keto diet until probably like Monday or Tuesday. But by then, that's just the UFC meals that I have over there, and I think they're gonna provide them for us over there. So it should be same as always. I just gotta worry about what I eat in that meantime.
Mm. How excited are you to be fighting in Abu Dhabi? I mean, obviously during like COVID, that was the only thing going all sports, and it's quite a spectacle what they've done over there. It looks pretty cool, and it looks like the athletes get treated, well. How excited are you to be making the trip over there and experiencing this?
It's gonna be pretty cool. It's getting a little bit more real now. Like, I'm gonna be on the other side of the world, and I've never fought outside the country. The last time I was outside the country, I was 11 years old, and we just went to Mexico. So yeah, it's gonna be an experience for sure, and to be fighting, in the UFC at the top of the division, um, I think it's gonna be a pretty cool experience. I'm excited about it, and I think it's gonna be, you know, memorable for a while.
And with the family and everything, how long will you be away from them? How hard is that going to be for you?
Dude, so today I had to break the news. Hurts my heart that I told my daughter. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be flying back on your birthday, so I'll be getting here at night." And man, she was super sad about it. It made me sad, but I'll be away from them. I think it's a total of 10 days, 10, 11 days. So I made some promises. I'm like, hey, when I come back, we're gonna have a whole birthday week. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna go training. It's just gonna be you and me every day. And so I cheered her up a little bit after that.
Will you get a chance to like FaceTime her or do anything like that when you're over there?
Yeah, I had to explain to her that, I think like when they're, going to bed, I'm probably gonna be waking up and vice versa. So I had to explain that to her. But yeah, hopefully just keep in touch with them the whole time.
Yeah. That's got to be tough too, right? I'm not a father yet, but I have to imagine you're always thinking about your child, even when they're not around.
Oh yeah, you have your daily routines that you have with them, and then when you're gone for 10 days at a time, and then you tell them you're going to miss their birthday, and then she realizes like you've never been gone for my birthday, and I'm just like, dang, like, oh, this sucks. So but these are the sacrifices you have to make to do this, and yeah, they get tough, they don't get easier.
Yeah. Well, when she gets older too, she's gonna realize what you're doing and providing for the family the way you are, and respect you even more. All the hard work you're putting into your career. I do want to ask you too, just a little bit about the division. We'll circle back here to this unbelievable fight card again, October 25th, right around the corner, UFC 321. You talked a little bit about Merab's win over Corey Sandhagen. Most people that I did talk to leading up to the fight, picked Merab, and he did. He looked great. He almost had a finish at one point. Like, is it? Would you say he's the best ever that we've seen at bantamweight right now? Like, if not, like, what else does he have to accomplish? Like, when you just look at everything he's doing right now, just can you kind of sum it up and put it into words how you look at him as an all timer?
Yeah, I think he definitely could be up there, For me, I kind of always have like a spot for Dominic Cruz, just him leading this division and bringing it into the UFC, and then him having such a great style, and and he was just a great fighter. But Murav's just has beaten champions as of late, like Peter Yan, and he's pushed away Umar, and like I think and he's on a 11 or 12 fight win streak. So that's something you definitely have to respect. And he looks good. He makes his style like exciting. Some guys don't like that style wrestling style, but he makes it exciting. I like to watch him fight. He's just a crazy guy. So I definitely have him up there.
Who do you think makes the most sense for him next? I've heard a lot of people tossing around Piotr Jan. I mean, I'm not sure. O'Malley gets another crack. I don't know. Like, if you had to play matchmaker, who do you think would be next? Is it you if you get this win over Umar?
Yeah, in a perfect world, I think I think a fight with me would definitely switch things up. Otherwise, Umar wins. It's a he's either going to rematch Peter Yan or Umar, and then the one after that. So say he does Umar again, and then it's going to be Peter Yan after that. It's just going to be a bunch of rematches, and Corey could work his way back up, and it could be a rematch, with him and Peter, or him and Umar, or not, him and Umar, or Marab as well. So there's a bunch of rematches, and I think I have the chance to really shake things up and change the landscape of it.
Uh, Biggie faces Montel Jackson this weekend. How do you see that matchup playing out?
Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I didn't know that. Um, Montel Jackson's is a big 35 or so. Um, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna go with Montel on that one. Yeah, just for the heck of it, I guess.
Yeah. Do you just think like his size and because he's tricky on the feet? He's definitely a good striker. Do you think he could catch him, or he's just going to play safe and kind of jab him and use his length and route to like a decision, or do you think he could knock him out?
Yeah, he has good length, big guy. I feel like he's a good grappler as well, and then he knocked out Damon Blackshear. So he definitely has that power. It's just him is how is he going to deal with like the status of Davison, former champion. This guy's been in the top, and Davison can kind of get like a little just has like a presence to him. So we'll see how he deals with that, but I have him in that fight.
Okay. How surprised were you at all seeing David Martinez beat Rob Font?
That was that was pretty crazy. Martinez really surprised me. That kid is quick. He is fast. Um, and to be able to do that against a vet, I was pretty surprised. So I mean, good for Martinez. He just definitely jumped up the ladder there for sure.
Is there anyone else? I mean, in the top five, I mean, there's, Song Yadong. I mean, Cheeto Vera's seven. Like, who is there anyone else that we haven't discussed that stands out to you that you feel like could be like a surprise contender if they get a couple of wins that's in the top 10, top 15?
Man, I would have to look at the division. Um, but I think if Song Yudong can rack up some wins, he's definitely up there. I mean, I'd have to look at the division again, but no, I really don't see anyone that really kind of stands out too much.
Okay. Well, one thing's for certain, the division's never been, I think, as deep as it is right now. There's so many, great fighters, even outside of the top 15 to really, make some noise here as we, close out the year and go into 2026. I wanted to also get your thoughts on the White House card next year. How exciting would it be for you to fight in that card? Like what is your thoughts of this just in general of, them putting on this event at the White House?
Uh, yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. I don't nothing like that's ever been done. Trump's on board. Um, I think it'd be pretty cool. I think it'd bring a lot of eyes to the sport. We definitely, there's a problem. They want like a top, pound for pound American fighting on there. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. But hopefully they could put the card together. I know they have John Jones like maybe on there, Connor maybe on there. So I can't wait if it's really going to go through.
If you were hired as a part-time matchmaker for the UFC and they were talking to you about matchups for the White House card, like what makes sense to you? Like if you had to fill out a a main card event for the White House, what are the fights that come to mind that you feel like would be make the most sense, I guess?
I guess for the main and co-main, I would have to go with John Jones and Aspinall, and for the co-main, just to see it, I guess Conor McGregor and finally give the chance to Michael Chandler. I think that'd be pretty cool. Michael Chandler or like someone like Justin Gagey. Um, so those would be my only picks.
Okay, obviously John Jones and Connor are like mega stars. What about that elusive Connor Nate Diaz trilogy?
Ooh, would I want to see that? Yeah, I guess that could be a big one too. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Do you think Connor still has it? Like, if you had to pick, if he was matched up against Chandler or Diaz, are you going Connor or are you going the other way?
No, against those two guys, I feel like they're on his level. It's not like some young, like hungry, like someone like Armin Saryukin or Gamrot, like one of those guys. I think someone on his level, like Chandler or yeah, or like Nate Diaz. I would like to see him fight one of those guys. I think it'd be a fun fight. But who knows? Connor. You see him on social media. Like I just don't know if he's taking this thing seriously. Is he training? What like I'm not sure what he's doing or what his mindset is leading into it.
What about the Pereira John Jones rumored fight? I don't really want to see that just because I feel like Jones would do the smart thing. He's not going to stand with Poatan. I think he's going to take him right down, and it would be similar to the Cyril Gahn fight. Like, what are your thoughts on that fight if it is ever made?
Yeah, I think it'd be definitely a fun fight, but I'm on board with you. I don't think John is. He's not that. He would do the smart thing, and yeah, just take him down. Um, so that's why I'd like to see Tom and John Jones because I don't think John Jones would. I think he would struggle to take him down, and I think it'd be more a competitive fight.
Yeah. So I assume that you think Aspinall beat Cyril Gahn when they fight.
I'm thinking so. Yeah, and I'm thinking he plays it smart too, and I think he's just going to take down Cyril Gahn and just kind of do what John Jones did. Maybe not submit him, but work the ground game.
And that's the main event of your fight card, UFC 321. Are you hoping after your fight to be cage side watching that? Like, what would be the ideal situation? Obviously, you want to be healthy, get your hand raised. Like, tell me what your thoughts are as far as like fight night and you watching that.
Yeah, we'll see how that works over there. Usually here in the States, after your fight's done, they kind of send you out the back and send you back to the hotel, and we watch the fights on our phones and whatnot. But if it's a little bit different over there, hopefully they just check us all out. We do media, and then we head back cage side. That'd be pretty cool. I would like to see that. Go from fighting and just be a fan.
Yeah, no doubt. One other thing I just wanted to ask you, I don't believe we've talked about this before. If we have, correct me, but have you given me like your Mount Rushmore of all-time MMA fighters? Like just the top four that come to mind that you feel like, regardless of weight class, that are the greatest that we've ever seen?
The ones that mine, I feel like it's Fedor, GSP, Mighty Mouse. Man, it might have to be Anderson Silva on that one too. Yeah, those guys really, really stand out to me.
So obviously the guy that stands out that's absent from that list is John Jones. Is that because of the steroids? I would assume that maybe that's why you left him off the list.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of allegations behind him too. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there allegations on Anderson as well?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to take him off. Dang, they're just things like that, I guess, and just I don't know. It's just tough. I guess those are my favorites
Mhm.
for just to watch and the things they've been able to do.
For sure. Well, it's a great list. We could talk about that all day. There's so many great fighters that you could include on the Mount Rushmore of MMA. Circle back to this Umar fight, man. I can't wait for it. He is number two in the division right now. I think he's tied at number two with Piotr Jan, if I'm not mistaken. And again, like you said, if you do get this win, if you do it emphatically, you could be in line next for a title shot. So I'm just curious. Obviously, you've been fighting at the highest level now for a while, but like, how are the emotions and the nerves right now? Like, are they any different? I mean, you've already fought Jose Aldo, so I can't imagine like you're nervous going into the fight. But do you feel that pressure to really go in there and fight your absolute best and give your best performance?
Yeah, no, I don't feel it. I don't feel any pressure. I've been through this so many times, and I've just learned to like, the only thing I could do, this is what I tell myself, the only thing I do is train as hard as I can, the best I can, and you know, cover everything. And then you just get confidence from that. And then you go out there and just have to tell yourself, whatever happens, happens. It's anything can happen in there, and it's a roll of the dice. And I'm willing to make that gamble, and that's all it is. Whether I win or lose, I just know I did my best, and it's been working out for me.
Have you been watching a lot of tape with Coach Kraus? Of he's 6-1 in the UFC, so you can watch all of those fights, and I'm sure you can get a lot of the other ones from before. But like, what are some of the things that stand out that your coaches have told you about him?
Well, obviously his grappling. He's a great grappler. Um, his shots. We've taken a look at where he shoots, what side his head is on. When he's on his stand up, he's really tricky with that lead leg, snap kicks, front, kind of question mark, which you don't see too often. So those are kind of like the little main things that we see, and looking to capitalize on it.
Do you think you're going to have like a size strength advantage, or are you guys pretty comparable in size?
No, I feel like we might be the same size. I think I'm like an inch taller. We have the same reach. Um, but I don't know. I'm thinking he's going to be surprised if we wrap up. He's gonna he's gonna feel that a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I noticed the guns earlier, man. You're looking pretty shredded right now. What's the weight at today?
Just hanging around like at 54, 55. And I've always kind of been around there. I don't blow up too much or anything, and I like it because this is what I weigh back in after what I walk into the cage at. So I hang around here the whole time during camp. And like I said, when I get there, say if it was here in the States, by Monday and Tuesday, I'm at 148, 149, and I'm just dropping all the way from there. So I like to hang out here until I'm done doing my hardest rounds and my hardest, training. And then from that last hard training session is just all weight cut from there.
And I have a feeling, Mario, this really could be fight of the night. Is that something that you've been hearing? I feel like your guys' style and just how good you are, like this, you guys could kind of like cancel one another out with the grappling, and it could turn into like a striking match. Like, what are your thoughts as far as where the fight's going to take place and how competitive it's going to be?
No, it's definitely going to be a fun one. And it could be a fight of the night. Um, but I don't think it's going to hang out just in one spot, for too long. And I think it's going to go up and down against the cage, in the clinch, striking. And that's what makes me excited about it, because I know we can kind of negate each other, and we're just going to really test each other. And I'm excited about it.
Do you feel like you're going to hold one significant advantage at some area of this fight, or you guys still pretty even across the board?
As far as like skill set, yeah, he might be better in some areas, and I might be better in others. But I think at this level, it's not. Yes, the skills, but it almost comes down to like who wants it more, and will, and like persistence. And I think I have that. I think I have that over him. I think I want it more. So I think that's going to make the difference.
I love it, man. Do you have an official prediction? Like, how is this fight ending? How are you getting your hand raised?
In a perfect world, I go out there and smoke them in the first round. I don't have to deal with the 3 rounder. But if not, I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a hard fight, and at the end of it, I just see my hand getting raised.
I do still wish it was a 5 round fight. I don't, I guess just in my head earlier, I'm thinking this has to be a 5 round fight because in my eyes, this really is for like, the number one contender. I think whoever wins this fight should be the number one contender.
Yeah, I thought so too. It would only give me one, it would be more story of the fight. You get to see like, you know, a game plan play out a little bit more. And then for me, it would have been more beneficial, say I do get a title shot right off of this. I would have had that 5 round experience going into Marab, but now it's the possibility of just a 3 rounder and then heading right into a 5 rounder with the machine, the guy that can go all 5 rounds. So yeah, that might be tough.
Yeah. Jesus, sure would have been nice to get that 5 rounds before Marab for sure, my man. Mario, always great talking to you. Can't wait to watch October 25th. Can't get here soon enough. UFC 321, Mario Bautista, Umar Nurmagomedov. Before we do sign off, my man, I want to give you the floor. Anything you want to plug? Anyone you want to thank? The floor is yours.
I just want to thank my team, MMA Lab, Iridium Sports Agency. Those guys have been such a big help setting everything up with this Abu Dhabi flight. Um, and then, yeah, just all my training partners. I'm just grateful for them. They really have my back, and they really want this win for me, and I can feel that from them. So I'm not only doing it for me, but for them as well. And then also just want to thank you for giving me this platform.